LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
Disney Plus wants to know, are you ready? For Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, The New Avengers, now streaming on Disney Plus.
Let's do this.
One of the best Marvel movies of all time is now streaming on Disney Plus.
Hey, you weren't listening to me.
I said Thunderbolts, The New Avengers is now streaming on Disney Plus.
Meet the New Avengers.
That's a cool name.
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, The New Avengers, rated PG-13, now streaming on, you guessed it, Disney Plus.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on a certain group of people within the gaming community where when you try to have an opinion on a video game, or even if you're trying to pass along an idea, and I feel like the two communities are one and the same. Like, that's why I wanted to, I am going to just call them the Reddit community. And, but I am going to be talking on, like, the Steam discussion community, but it's one and the same. I feel like that the people from those Steam discussion pages, I guess, like, depending on forums, let's just say forums, depending on what game it is and what you're talking about, there's some people out there where they will get upset with you if you say something about a video game where it's in the opposite of what they're saying. And man, I ain't seen it with extraction shooters. I've seen it with games where if they got like insect enemies in there. And I feel like those are like the two main things that I'll usually see. Cause it's, when extraction shooters, it's like, okay, how fun is this extraction shooter? Does it have a PvE mode? What type of content does it have in the game? Or I guess what kind of enemies do they have? Like what's overall the gameplay system with an extraction shooter? And then there'll be the mystery games where they don't be really wanting to tell you nothing about it, and then you don't find out until you about 4 or 5 hours deep and then had the game for about 2-3 months. And and it's like, if you're a gamer like me and you playing a lot of different video games, you'll come across some stuff where it's all like, if I would have known. And that's because that's the thing where it's like me, I just like playing the game and just playing it for myself, but no, you got those people out there where it's like I just feel like it's everywhere, because I'm over here thinking, I'm like, it ain't even with whatchamacallit, the Reddit community. I feel like that though, that it's people that are from Reddit, because you see it more so on Reddit, and then I feel like it made its way to Steam. Then you'll see an occasional comment on TikTok and YouTube. But it's people that just take the game too seriously, and I'm like, fam, you don't have the only ownership you have of the game is the copy that you own on either your computer, your Xbox, PlayStation, however you're playing the game. That's as far as it goes as far as owning anything related to the game. But the way some of these people will defend the video game, like if you come out and say that the video game is bad, people, they just go crazy with it and stuff. And I just feel, I feel like I can't even call them the Reddit community. I just feel like that it's, because I'm thinking I ain't seen it on Twitter. I ain't seen it just about everywhere. So there's like, you know what? Let's call it the dark side of the gaming community. That's what we gonna call these people, because man, I'm telling you, like, it is, you can say some valid stuff with the video game. Like, so for an example, the latest video game to hit the scenes where it caused up some attention is Marathon. It's an extraction shooter, but that's the downfall to that game, is that it only has one mode. And they might have like some missions and stuff that you can do in there, but how I grew up on, missions and the mission system in the video game being separate from multiplayer. No, what they decided to do is blend all that stuff in together, and I'm like, fam, all that's doing is showing me that you guys are lazy when it comes to video game development. You can say things like that and people want to get mad about it, and I don't know if it's the developers or if it's fans of the game. It could be the developers or people that are friends with the developers, and I'm like, fam, look, whatever argument you want to have for my argument, it's not going to change my mind about the video game. You know, like, and the funny thing is that you go back and you look at any game that came out on the PlayStation 2, it had more than one mode. I'm trying to think. Hold on for a second. Let's just see something real quick. What PlayStation 2 game had only one mode? Yeah, that's let's thinking, searching. Based on the search results, several PlayStation 2 games were strictly single player or focused heavily on a type of gameplay without traditional modes such as separate survival, time attack, multiplayers. Rule of Rose listed as a single player story. All right, so it's a story driven game. And then listed as a single player survival horror, a game called Fatal Frame. Kuon, a From Software survival horror title focused on single player narrative. The Getaway, linear action game focused on. So it's just been like the story mode games. All right, and the thing is this: at least with those games, they have it where there's a story to follow. It's almost kind of like watching a movie, in a way. But no, they don't do that. And with Marathon, it's pretty much the same session over and over again. I guess like if you do the missions, then yeah, you do the missions. But it ain't like no story-driven missions like Grand Theft Auto, for an example, where they have like the cutscenes and all these. They might show like a cutscene here and there, but other than that, there's nothing, I guess, like with that game where you can compare the missions and the story in there than like Grand Theft Auto. If anybody says that the Marathon story is better than the Grand Theft Auto 5 story, that's somebody trying to rage bait you. But that's the thing, nobody can have that type of argument. And so when you come from video games, I guess like, okay, maybe not Grand Theft Auto 5, but Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I feel like that was a game where it didn't, like, all it just had was the story. But the amount of things that you can do in that game, a game that is still playable till this day, and you mean to tell me that games that are being developed today, they can't live up to that same potential? Why? And then what's crazy is that the people that made Marathon, they're known for making games with a lot of content. If you guys look at Bungie's track record when it comes to gaming, they made the early Halo games. So they made Halo, the first Halo, second, third, 3 ODST, Reach. They made 5 different Halo games. They might have made, some games in between, but those are the games that they're more so known for, were the Halo games. Then they ventured out. They decided to just kind of do their own thing rather than being linked in with Microsoft. Then that's when they came out with the first Destiny. And man, I'm telling you, the very first Destiny game, that was peak gaming in my opinion. That was a video game where I was like, nah, if there was a game, if they said like, like there's that whole thing where there's like, oh, you can only play one game for the rest of your life or for a certain amount of time for $1 million or something like that. Destiny 1, that would be my go-to. It'll either be Destiny 1 or The Division 1, either 1 or 2. But yeah, no, Destiny 1 was probably, in my opinion, that was one of the best games to ever come out on the Xbox 360 and on the Xbox One. Like both of the, well, I mean, it was the same game essentially when it came out on the next gen consoles at the time. But yeah, overall though, it's like in my opinion, there is no way possible Bungie could top that game. If you guys think that Marathon is better than the first Destiny, you're lying to yourself, or you've never played Destiny. You're trying to prove some sort of point with the argument, but I'm like, fam, there is no comparison with both games, even with the PvP options that they had in that game, and even in Destiny 2. Still, there is so much more to do in Destiny 1 and 2 than there is to do in Marathon. Now, please, that's something I would really love for people to answer. How is it that Bungie went from Halo to Destiny to Marathon? And when you just see like the decline, it's like, fam, and I feel like the decline started when they stopped making the Halo games. I mean, at least they, kind of made a name for themselves. It just wasn't as popular as the Halo games, but they made a name for themselves with the Destiny games. And it just seemed like as the time went on, it was kind of like it was steady, like, it was just kind of like a straight line, with Destiny. I feel like it didn't elevate the company, but it was one of those things where they didn't fall under, because Destiny, in my opinion, was a good game. But when they came out with Destiny 2, That's why I feel like that they started declining, because it was like that was not the same as Destiny 1. You would think that with all the content that they had in Destiny 1 that they would have had that same amount of content and some. No, what they decided to do with Destiny 2 was take away the original story mode in that game and added some new stuff that so they made it where the game was quote unquote free, but they had it where all the DLCs and all that stuff, you had to pay for it in order to get an experience with that game. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't come out with no more games if that's what you guys are gonna do. So no, what they decided to do was come out with another video game the same price as Destiny 1 when it originally came out. And you've seen all the content with Destiny. No, so the thing is that if you go to my gaming channel, because I don't think, did I upload? Hold on for a second. I can't remember if I uploaded Destiny videos when the game had. No, I don't think. No, I didn't, because I didn't have a capture card at the time. But I don't even think I did. I think I did like engram openings. Like I did do Destiny videos. It just that I wasn't playing the game. Hold on for a second. Let's just look up Destiny. But yeah, it's like there's so much content that I have with Destiny, and it's like, fam, you can't. Yeah, it's like I did. Actually, I did do that was the first video I ever uploaded was, dang, I uploaded that in 2015. All right, I guess, but anyways, so in the month of August in 2015, I uploaded, wait a minute, let's just count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos. And that's just in the month of August. So I think it was right when I had got my, capture card. And I'm doing just random gameplay content. I did bounty hunting. I did a video where I was the Galahorn, that rocket launcher in there. Played a little bit of multiplayer. Did a daily heroic mission and also I think I must have got a new weapon. Destiny Inferno Control. Oh, I think that was multiplayer. Another daily heroic mission, daily heroic and weekly challenge completed. Yeah, and it's like there's so much content that you can do with I even did a rage quit video with that game. So yeah, I was playing a lot of Destiny. That was one thing about it. I was like, I was getting clips and stuff. So yeah, it was one of those things where I'm like, Destiny had so much content versus Marathon. So the thing is this, you can watch a person play that game and it just play like one, like extraction game or whatever they would want to call it and stuff. Same as anybody else. There ain't nothing different unless you get like a dope kill or a glitch or something, or like a hidden area. But other than that, it's like it's as far as like oh well, if I watch this creator and I wonder, no. It's like, at least with Destiny, they had people that did the single player stuff. You had it where people were doing like, because at least for me, I was doing single player stuff, engram openings, multiplayer content, the other content like modes that they had in the game. I played every area. I think everything's besides the raid missions. That was the one thing that I never really did get a chance to sit down and play. But other than that, I guess if I wanted to have it where I wanted to do a whole actually I should do that. Not a subathon, a marathon or however many hours stream, could play all the Destiny raids until but I think that's somewhere I would have to invite friends and get them copies of the game and all that stuff. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, it was like Destiny had a lot of content. So, and the crazy thing is that I just remember when Destiny 2, there was both of those games was trending where there was like which one was better. I think it was a conversation that was going on about the both games, and I came out and said, I'm all like, there is no way possible that people are honestly thinking that Destiny 2, a game that got rid of its content, is better than Destiny 1. No, there's no way possible. And people were trying to argue with me about that. And I'm thinking to myself, fam, you can play all of the original and added content of Destiny 1 for $20. They have the complete edition of Destiny 1 and all of the content. So, and then with Destiny 2, hold on for a second. Well, there's the content that you pretty much lose out on, but let's see how much it would cost to get all of the DLCs and stuff. Hold on for a second. So, yeah, the game is quote-unquote free to play, but to get all of the, so they got the Destiny 2, the Edge of Fate or the Year of Prophecy or something like that, $39.99. That's only good for the latest content and stuff. So, wait a minute. No, actually, I take that back. So, like, okay, so they got the Witch Queen DLC where it's $29.99. Then they got the Beyond Light pack where I think, yeah, it's just a bunch of weapons or something like that. So explore the many secrets and treasures hidden on the frozen moon of Europa. The Beyond Light includes access to over 15 exotics. And that's the thing. I don't even think it's on some stuff where they like just give you those weapons. No, I think you have to like play the game to unlock that stuff. So you might have to buy like some DLCs anyways if you're trying to buy those weapon packs and stuff. But the game is pretty much not playable without the DLC. So yeah, I mean, you might be able to play the multiplayer modes in there and all that, but it's like if you don't have the DLCs, I think there is, even with the multiplayer modes, there's stuff that is still locked. So then they also have the 30th anniversary pack where it's $24.99. I wonder how much it would cost to buy all of it. Hold on for a second. Let's see. Browse. Let's see. At $504. And they got, because I think right now they got a couple of stuff on sale. The Renegades Ultimate Edition, and then the Year of Prophecy Ultimate Edition. Oh, the two upgrades. But other than that, yeah, so to get all of the DLCs for Destiny 1, or not 1, but 2, it would be $504. And you don't even get the original content that came with the game when it came out back, I think it was in 2017. You get all of the new content and stuff. Versus Destiny 1, you could go out and they don't have it on PC, sadly, but if you were looking for like the game to play and stuff, Destiny 1 or 2, get Destiny 1. You'll get more with that than you would with 2. 2, in my opinion, it's like, play it, I guess, if you're playing it on PC, but as far as consoles, save your money and just get Destiny 1. Trust me, you will thank me afterwards. But no, it's like people will hear that and then they want to argue with you, and it's like, okay, explain how is spending $500 better than spending $20, and you actually get a better experience. Yeah, the graphics might not be, the graphics wasn't even really that different. I feel like that the only thing that they changed up was that they added sparks, I guess, in some of the weapons and stuff when it shoots at things, like, and then they have like some new Star Wars stuff in the game, but it ain't like it is strictly Star Wars in it. You would just have to honestly see Destiny 2 for what it is, and see it Destiny 1 for what it is, because it's one of those games where it's like, I can't even explain the current state of Destiny 2, but Destiny 1 by far one of the better games. It is the better game than Destiny 2. But yeah, by far one of the best games to ever come out in the recent years and stuff. But well, and not in the recent, because the game is it's actually a decade. It's 12 years old. That is insane. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like it could be from that, it could be from NBA 2K, it can be from Call of Duty, it could be from Battlefield. I mean, and that's the thing that trips me out, is that there are games out there that are better than those games. Like or is developers where it's more passionate about gaming than it is the developers that are currently involved with gaming. And I'm like, man, watching NBA 2K content, it's good watching creators play that game. I don't mind watching creators play that game, but as far as playing it myself, I just can't be asked to do that. I'm like, I can't do that to myself, and it's messed up where those are the only games that are available, I guess, when it comes down to basketball and stuff, are the 2K games. And it's like, yeah, I guess you can, if you go back and if you get you a PlayStation 2 and then get the NBA Street Volume 2, then that's when you'll be able to have like a better experience with basketball. As a matter of fact, because I think I have NBA Street Volume 3, and I haven't played that yet. I need to play that, because I was like, yeah, there was a retro game store, and shout out to that retro game store. They had all of these different games up there that I went ahead. Yeah, I got a lot of them, and it's just sad that old games back then are better than new games today. Like that's pretty sad. But you let the dark side of the gaming community tell it, oh no, we're in some of the best times of gaming right now. Oh, this game deserves Game of the Year. This game, yeah, I remember people saying that about Arc Raiders, and it's funny how that game done lost half of its player base. Hold on for a second. Let's just see where Arc Raiders, their player count, is at right now. It seems like the number is getting lower and lower. For the first time, no, this is crazy. For the first time, I think this game just recently hit under 100,000 players. Like, they got 99,000 players in their game right now. This was a game where 4 months ago, it had 481,000 players. And Marathon, let's see, maybe they might have upped their player count. It's taken a while for it to load up. Nope, still at the same 88,000 that it reached when the game had released and stuff. So yeah, there ain't nothing different with that game. What about something else? Let's see, Destiny 2. 5,000 players in that game right now, and they had an all-time peak 3.1 years ago with 316,000 players. That's insane. What about Battlefield 6? Battlefield 6, I mean, the fall off for this game, it's honestly insane. This game had 747,000 players 5 months ago, I believe, when the game had came out, and the game currently right now has 23,000 players. You have to honestly admit that we are in the most troubling times with gaming right now, but let the dark side of the gaming community tell it, oh no, Battlefield 6, that was the best Battlefield of all time. This game, and you know what the funny thing is that when you see the conversation change with gaming, where people go from saying, oh, this was the best game of all time, to this is the worst game of all time, then that's when the dark side of the gaming community, they want to switch sides and be like, oh, you know what, no, I can see now, I can understand now why you have that opinion about the game. And it's like, fam, it's one of those things where it's like you might be too blind to see it when it very first comes out. But if I'd known what Battlefield 6 was going to be, I probably wouldn't even invested my time into the game. But it's like you get so hyped and excited because you think, oh, we're so back. We're, like we're about to have fun like the good old days. And then you play it, and it's like, man, this was kind of a letdown. Like, I just don't understand. How is it that you guys go backwards when you're supposed to be elevating within the gaming? I mean, like, even with, like, Xbox and PlayStation, well, I have to say Xbox. I feel like Xbox, when you look at the consoles from back then to looking at the consoles now, they elevated. PlayStation, I don't know. Gaming PCs, you have to elevate them on your own, but overall, though, it's like, man, and then when it came down to gaming, it just seemed like a lot of, it's like we're paying more for these consoles, and then we're having to pay more for these video games for less. At least with the Xbox, I can understand why it costs so much and why Xbox Game Pass costs so much, because you're actually getting something in return. PlayStation and all these other different video games and companies and all that, it's at times where I'm all like, man, I feel like I've been scammed, because this just doesn't even make any sense. But anyways, with that being said, yeah, I could definitely see myself turning this into a series, because I just feel like there's a lot of different dark areas of the gaming community and stuff. So even besides like the fans, I mean, when you're looking at video games, yeah, there's a lot of different things I can talk on within this. It might be a new series that I'll introduce onto my podcast. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.